About 3 months ago, something very interesting for the Wizard101 community happened. A Redditor who goes by the username Jacob4241 found a quote-unquote prototype disc for Wizard101 at their local thrift store. If you look at the disc, it reads, "Confidential, do not duplicate," and it's dated for the date 8/01/2007. This was very interesting news for the Wizard101 community. We had no idea if this was real or if it was fake, but we wanted our hands on it. Any potential unseen beta content would be huge for the community. It would be very interesting to get to see some old stuff that have never been seen before, so naturally, people asked for the disc to be ripped. The user who uploaded the picture of the disc, however, did not know how to do this, so he instead opted to sell the disc on eBay. Which is fine and all, but it still left us with a question. Whoever buys this, are they going to upload it, or are they going to keep it to themselves and maybe try to sell it for more money? Well, on March 23rd, 2023, user AnonWizard101 disc buyer posted to the Wizard101 subreddit. They had bought the disc. The user planned on uploading the disc content online for everyone to see. However, almost as soon as the disc was sold, the original post was deleted. This led to some concern. A lot of people were speculating that this was not the real deal. At this point in time, we just had to wait. On March 27th, 2023, the anonymous Reddit user posted a picture of the disc with the caption, "I got it." This was promising, as we were still getting updates from the person and the disc was in their hands now. Now we just had to wait for them to upload. And sure enough, not even 3 hours later, the disc was uploaded. And now we can finally crack it open and get to that, what's inside it again? See, if you ask me, the fun in all of this was the mystery behind it. What's on the disc? And how do we find out? Are we ever going to find out? Luckily enough, in this situation, we do get the privilege to find out what's on the disc. I haven't looked yet. I am very curious to see what's on this disc. So I wanted to do a video about it. I want to show you guys what's on this disc, and I want you to experience it with me. That being said, are we ready to see what's on here? Well, here we are. We are in the disc. As you can see, there's only one file when you open it, and that is the Wizard101 assets file. So let's open this up and see what's going on in here. So we have it split into 5 different folders, those being documents, logos, making of videos, screenshots, and videos. This already looks extremely interesting. I'm very excited to see what all of this is, especially the making of videos. I'm thinking maybe that could be a behind the scenes on some of the classic commercials we've seen before maybe. That's just a theory, but that would be really cool. Let's start off with documents. We'll make our way down from there. Alright, here we go. Wizard101 Kid Features. What makes Wizard101 a kid's game? While solid gameplay mechanics mean parents, grandparents, and even some traditional gamers enjoy playing Wizard101, these are some of the ways that KingsIsle Entertainment strives to create a safe, fun, online play environment for kids. So right off the bat, this looks like it could be some kind of showcase thing for investors or something possibly, people who don't know about the game, giving them an idea about what exactly makes this a kid's game, why we're kid friendly, and why you should invest in us, perhaps. Just a theory thrown out there. I'm not really going to get into this list because it is exactly what the title says. It's just a list of all the reasons that this is a kid friendly game and reassuring people that their children won't come across anything inappropriate in this game. I promise this list was not worth sitting through 2 minutes of me just reading stuff. Let's move on. Okay, Wizard101 fact sheet, August 8th. I'm a lot more interested in what this one could be. It has the biggest file size out of all the documents by a pretty large margin. So let's see what kind of facts we can learn from this PDF. Wizard101 fact sheet. Created by KingsIsle Entertainment, Wizard101 is an elaborate virtual world of wizardry in which magic and sorcery come to life in a quest that involves massive cast of good, evil, and frequently silly characters. I'm really glad they have the silly characters, because oh my god, what would we do without silly characters? Designed to fill the void between online play sites for the very young and games with mature adult player interaction, Wizard101 puts players in the fantasy role of wizard apprentice at the prestigious Ravenwood Academy. As players adventure through the magical 3D environments of Wizard101, they learn, collect, and cast spells summoning fantastic cinematic creatures, collect bizarre pets and rare magical artifacts, solve puzzles, make friends, play minigames, and more. Then the document just lists some features that you can find in the game. I think this one's kind of funny. Many witty scenarios and characters based on history, mythology, and pop culture. Yeah, Wizard101, you are pretty witty. I gotta give you that one. I also think it was pretty interesting that Wizard101 spent 3 years in secret development, so I'm guessing they had to keep it top secret, and I did not know about that. I think that's a pretty interesting tidbit. Also, I think it's funny that the person you need to contact for this is Michael Myers. Might want to be a little bit careful calling that number. Okay, this one looks really interesting. KingsIsle Entertainment launches open beta testing phase for Wizard101. Plano, Texas, August 6, 2008. Online entertainment company KingsIsle Entertainment Incorporated announced the successful completion of closed beta testing for Virtual World Wizard101. The final beta testing phase has now been opened to the general public at www.wizard101.com. Wizard101, which emphasizes magical adventure and card collecting in an online 3D world of wizards, is expected to officially launch within the next month. So this is predating before Wizard101 even officially came out. This is very interesting to see. This is the kind of stuff I love. We more than doubled our anticipated beta audience for Wizard101, said KingsIsle CEO Ellie Ekelin. It turns out that the solid game mechanics and whimsical fantasy environment appeal even beyond the tween audience. We've had a great response from testers that include everyone from grandmas who play with a grandchild sitting in their lap to 20-something traditional gamers. I'm glad to see that this is still a thing that's happening, because this game certainly does have much more wide-stream appeal than just children, and that's primarily the audience that you still see playing this game today. I don't think anybody watching this video right now is probably under the age of 16. I think it's very interesting to see that they're almost kind of surprised by this response, like they were expecting the audience to just be children and tweens, but it turned out that there's a lot more people who enjoy this game because it is genuinely a very solid game, and I think that's really cool to see this initial reaction, and to know the fact that they doubled what they anticipated. That's awesome. I think all of this is just explaining the game again, some of the features, what it's about. Here's some more stuff. KingsIsle had Wizard101 under development for 3 years before the beta period, which means testers experience a very fully fleshed out game with detailed graphics, fantastic worlds, and fully functional gameplay. Okay, so I learned that Wizard101 has been in development for 3 years when it came out, and that's very interesting to know that they took that long to make the game. And yeah, this is really cool. Seeing this kind of information. I've never seen stuff like this before. Seeing the initial reaction from the public, that's awesome. It seems like it's always been a pretty successful game, which we knew that, but it's still cool to see these very specific reviews from people and the excitement from KingsIsle about their game. Let's see, there's a little media note down here that says to download press assets for Wizard101, go to www. The website, case sensitive, and go to the Wizard101 folder. So I don't think this is gonna work, but we're gonna try this out really quick. Yeah, no. Page not found. But this still is a website. Michael Myers is still out there. Still killing people. Maybe not the same Michael Myers from the movie, I'm just starting to realize this. But I am very curious about what those assets could have been. I guess we'll never know at this point, but it would have been really cool if we could have seen them. Maybe one day we'll get something like that. Alright, we are now able to move on to the logos file. And if I am assuming correctly, it's probably just gonna be logos for the game. Yeah, Wizard101 logo. Wizard101 logo. Wizard101 logo. I'm not really seeing too many differences between these, except this one has a smaller trademark than this one for some reason. Hold on, let me bring up all of these at the same time. Yeah, as far as I can tell, the only difference here is the trademark is bigger in this one. There might be some slight differences between these, but I'm not going to sit here and examine them for extremely minute details. But I wonder what the story is behind this one and why the trademark is so much bigger. Okay, the next file here is making of videos, and I'm thinking I want to save that for last after we watch the videos in case it makes a little bit more sense. So we're going to head into the screenshots folder and see what it has for us. It looks like it's composed of 10 different pictures for us to look through, so let's get into it. First of all, we have the comments and some classic menu chat going on here. Man, the old graphics, everything. I have a feeling all of these screenshots are going to be so nostalgic. Besides the graphics, there's not really too much new here. The game is pretty much the same. It's the comments. We all know the comments. Let's see some more. Cyclops. Yep, that's the spell Cyclops being used in Crocotopia. Pretty average pictures. Halloween. It's spooky here. Boo. Yeah, this is probably exactly how people talk. I like this outfit they've got going on with the orange dragon and the orange clothes. Some very classic Wizard101 days. We have Marleybone, which is just a picture of this rat for some reason. I guess it's an interesting screenshot. Marleybone 6. Sherlock Bones, my man. Look at him. I'm surprised they let him smoke that pipe in this game. It's a little bit non-kid friendly, don't you think? Moo_shoe. And yep, it's just Mushu, our Mushu that we know and love. Mushu 10. It's an NPC, but this one is really interesting because we actually get to see that they are in what looks to be Windows 7 or XP. I'm not very good in recognizing my Windows. I can just tell you that this is a very, very old OS, and I think it is very cool that we get to see it. This is probably my favorite screenshot so far, just because we get some kind of insight into what the developers were seeing. Okay, next picture. It's the Storm Tree, Torrance. He looks so compressed. Man, he really got a makeover. And, trying to look at these logos, I don't really know what these are. This here in the top right, it looks like a scroll that's laughing, and this looks like a flying little character. And I have no idea what these are. Maybe these were in older iterations of the game, and some of you guys who are veterans will know about it, but I have no clue what these are. It's very interesting to see things that could have made it into the game but didn't, or things that used to be in the game and aren't anymore. Alright, training. Maybe this one will be just as interesting. Alright, it's just a basic training high school area. Nothing too different here. Man, this is making me very nostalgic though. Let's see what this last one is. Winter. Season's greetings. I love the snow. Okay, so someone tells you season's greetings and you're just gonna say I love the snow? That's a little bit weird to respond that way. Shouldn't you say, yeah, season's greetings or something like that? I don't know. Anyways, these pictures were very interesting. I think my favorite was this one because of the logos here and just really curious about what they do. Maybe one of you guys know. Leave an answer in the comments if you know what either of these are for. Just a note, I'm noticing post-editing that a lot of these pictures had those logos in it, and I just didn't notice them before, so it's not exclusive to that one picture. My thoughts on it still say the same though, because I don't know what they are, and they were obviously some sort of feature that were in the game at one point but aren't now. Or possibly they're still in the game, they just have different logos. it's still very interesting, no matter if it's in every picture or not. Okay, now we're gonna get to the part that probably everybody was waiting for, the videos. The video file takes up over a gigabyte worth of space, which is 90% of what was on this disk, and I am very excited to see what was on it. So let's get into it. I originally tried to open these and they were encoded wrong, so I just have to open them with a different media player and we can watch them. Oh wow, this is so old. None of the players have any overhead names or the NPCs. And it looks like the loading screen there was a lot different. Let's go back and look at that loading screen. Man, look at that massive loading ... Now that was ugly. I'm so glad they got rid of that. But what I am glad to see is the classic loading screen art. I love this art so much, and I'm glad it's been here forever, and it's still here to this day. Never get rid of this art fully. Just look at everything here. Man. I'm gonna admit I've never really played Sorcery Stones before, so I don't know if it looks different or old, but I'd wager to say it looks at least a little bit different than how it used to look. So, let's check out the next video. MS Fire Dragon. Here we get to see some combat, and I think I can see why it's called Fire Dragon. Looks like this is just some very basic gameplay. Oh my god, there's so many potions there. Let's go back. It looked normal for just a second. So this is obviously a developer playing. Some things that are different, of course, are the many potions that they have that I'm sure was never intended to be in the game and was just given to the developers. Something else interesting I'm noticing here is that these little notifications that usually pop up, I believe those are usually up here and they're lower on the screen here, which is really cool to see. That's about all that looks very different here. Those logos that I noticed earlier in the screenshot aren't here anymore, so I'm still very curious as to what those could have been. Okay, last video. Spiral Walk 03. Oops. Oh my gosh, a very populated commons. Nobody still has the overhead names. The ugly loading screen still. Something just so magical about seeing that. Seeing this game so young and still so populated. It just invokes a sense of nostalgia in me. I know this footage isn't extremely special, there's not too much going on, but this is amazing to see for people who are very interested in this game. It's a semblance of an older time, and it's history. Alright guys, we are sadly at the very last folder of this disc, and it is making of videos. Now, before I thought it would have been maybe a behind the scenes on the commercials or something, but after seeing the videos file and how small this file is, I'm not really sure what it's gonna be, so let's just open it. It looks like we've got 4 different making of Wizard101 videos, so this could be very interesting. Let's get into it.
Here, hey, you wanna see something cool? I mean, like really cool?
Oh my god, this is amazing.
Welcome to Wizard101, an exciting new online game from Kings Isle Entertainment.
Wizard101 is the flagship.
Okay, I'm gonna pause it right there because I was not expecting this. I think we actually just hit the gold mine with this content. I did not think it was gonna be anything like this. I was fully prepared to be disappointed, but I'm actually tearing up over here from that. I care so much about this game, and being able to see this is going to be so cool. First of all, right off the bat, we get to hear a more extended version of that main theme song that I have never heard before. I don't even know if it's publicly available. I am fangirling so hard over this. Let's look at the rest. Let's watch this video. I hope you guys are just as interested as I am, because this is nuts.
Product of Kings Isle Entertainment, and as a startup, it's really interesting because a product is the direct result of the people that you have working on it. And in our case, we've built a really interesting and diverse mix of individuals that are all.
So guys, this is basically proof that Wizard101 is real. It's in real life, you just haven't found it yet. If you haven't seen this guy hanging around, you haven't looked hard enough. Same goes with all the other Wizard101 characters. They're all out there. And if Dahlia Falmia wants to hit me up one day, I mean, I'm just putting it out there. Alright.
All incredibly talented, incredibly passionate, and incredibly good at their jobs. In this case, I don't want to just say the team is great. I almost feel like we've tapped into something a little bit magical.
The major challenge in building a team is finding the right balance of experience and creativity and chemistry. And obviously you want to have experience because you want to be able to get it done right and get it done on time. And you want creativity so that it can be the best it can be in terms of gameplay and visual presentation. And then chemistry is important because you want people that work well together.
You see this guy? More proof that he's real. These are really cute, by the way. I've never seen them do anything like this, and as far as I know, this hasn't been released to the public. So I'm stoked to see a video like this. All the sodas they have in the back, they must have a lot of developers they're trying to feed. I'm just in awe about how cute this is, man.
The Wizard.
Watch out, Diego's gonna hit you. He's gonna stab you, watch out! Oh, okay, you're good.
In the
You're
heart
good.
of Wizard City lies Ravenwood College, a collection of schoolhouses each
I've never heard Ravenwood referred to as a college before, but I guess that is what it is. I think they always just use university. It feels so weird hearing somebody say Ravenwood College.
dedicated to a different style of magic.
The entire universe of Wizard City is set up along a thing called the Spiral. The Spiral actually starts in Wizard City, and it spreads from there to every other world that ever has been or ever could be, anything you can possibly imagine. The forces of evil are pressing in on Wizard City and attempting to destroy it. So in order to deal with this threat, Merle Ambrose and the other professors got together and...
I don't know if I've seen any of this art before either. This is all very interesting. You can tell these guys are so passionate about their game. I love to see it. I love it. Alright, that was the first video. I didn't expect to have to unpack so much stuff there, but that was amazing. I loved seeing that. I cannot wait to watch these other videos. Come on, let's get into it. Alright, so I ended up skipping over this one in the video because this is exactly more of what was in part 1, just 2 minutes of it, and I want to keep the video not absurdly long, so we're going to skip over this one. I'll leave the link to the download of the disc in the description so you can go and check these out if you want, but what was on here is more of what was on the first one. Part 3. Jeez, that is loud. Okay, this one looks like it's going to go into the art and animation behind the scenes, and I'm very excited to see this because this could be very interesting. First, I want to mention how they're quoting Ratatouille on the screen. That's always a nice start. Ratatouille is an amazing movie, and everybody should quote Ratatouille on a daily basis. So, good on you, KingsIsle.
In the characters, environments, and special effects that make it a living, breathing world.
Oh, that is so cool to see.
For a kids game is a little bit different than doing environment safe or one of the many strong.
Oh man, look at all of this concept art behind him. This is stuff that we're never gonna see. Like this concept art for Stormzilla, this gobbler dressed up in a dress, the ninja pig. This is amazing stuff, guys. This is stuff that we'll never get to see. This disc is giving us a glimpse into some really interesting things. Let's see if we can see any more.
Time and effort we've put into
Yep, more concept art.
unique and, putting in that extra effort to give them all personality.
Okay guys, the fourth video is more of what we've already seen, and like I said before, for time's sakes, I'm not going to get into all of it. I've already covered quite a lot of the videos. But these were amazing. These were awesome. I would highly recommend you downloading this and watching these, just seeing the faces behind the game that we all love and the work that went behind it. It's special. It's making me want to play Wizard101 again. And that's awesome. I love seeing this stuff. So just to recap, this has been the contents of the mystery Wizard101 prototype disc. I think it's pretty safe to say after examining it that it was not fake, and we got some pretty cool content out of it. I really enjoyed making this video. I got to see some stuff I've never seen before, and hopefully you guys have learned some stuff about the game too. I hope to be returning soon with some more content, and as always, see you later, Wizard Gators.